Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 live cast. It looks like we got a TvP here on Metalopolis, which is pretty good for TvP in that there's no like super easy force fielding area. So they actually have to expand with an army, and they can't rely on just, a couple force fields to keep you out indefinitely. That's always good for me.
Not enough minerals.
So I'll be doing my typical 2-racks build, and as a deviant from the standard, I like to get my second racks before my orbital. Makes my economy a little bit smaller, but it gives me a little bit better ability to go all in versus a fast expand. And I think that's the biggest threat to this build is a fast expand, so I like to get that second racks quick. Because honestly, 1 or 2 extra marines when you're trying to smash a fast expand is all the difference in the world.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Barracks.
Yeah. Yo.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
And then gas next, my next SCV.
SCV ready.
So I'm guessing it would have been in here by now if you're close position, so I'm guessing he's cross position.
SCV ready. What, you run out of marine? Huh?
Not enough minerals.
Right.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Feel like I'm forgetting stuff here. Negative orbital. A little late on that.
Who wants some? I'm on it. Yes, sir. What's going on?
And that and that. There we go. Get that in there. Go back to work. I think we're good. Okay.
Upgrade complete.
Big job, huh?
So just double checking he's not up here. I like to check the wrong base first just because I don't really care about getting into his base. Okay, he's here.
SCV ready.
So I'm just going to hang out back here.
Add-on.
Hopefully he didn't see me there.
Armed and ready.
So let's keep an eye out for an expo, and we got some zealots on my base here. That's not good at all, because I got my first marine out in the middle of nowhere.
Let's have a blast. Yep. SCV ready. Bad news. This better be good. More and more. Affirmative. Go on. Gangway. Coming through.
So that's not turned out very well for me. Kind of annoying.
Say the word, baby. Been waiting on you.
I'm wondering if there's a proxy thing around here.
Fine. Go ahead.
Not enough minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy? Oh, SCV ready.
I got too many on gas.
Big job, huh?
Not enough minerals.
Who wants some? Huh? You're the boss. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready.
Not enough
It's
minerals.
go time. By the numbers, boys.
There's no time in expo. And at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, definitely time to get a bunker. In fact, it's definitely late. Given he did 2 Zealot pressures, so it would slow down a 4 gate, but or a Void Ray stuff. Maybe not Void Ray, but I don't know. Either way, should have gone in earlier. I got in now. Don't put stuff behind your mineral patches here, just because it's a little more susceptible to getting smashed from the low ground here.
Not enough minerals.
Huh? Just sick. Bad news. SCV ready. Time's a wasting. What's going on? I can't build here.
So there's his expo. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that.
SCV ready. Armed and ready. I feel ya. SCV ready.
Do it. Ghost Academy. I got Engineering Bay too. Got all the upgrades going. Got 3 on each gas. Yep. So I need a lot of gas to afford all these upgrades.
Not enough minerals.
Who wants some?
Actually, no, we won't get a Marauder. We'll get a Ghost.
SCV ready. Been waiting on this. Better be good. By the numbers. Big job.
Not enough minerals.
Over. Ghost report. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Put him back to work. Kind of, well, maybe we still. Now I'll put him back to work, so I don't need supply depots for a little while.
Complete.
You gonna give me orders? Who wants
Just done.
some? It's go time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Gonna give me some. You want a piece of me, boy?
Add-on complete.
We could use some help here. SCV ready.
Oh, can't afford the second one.
That's being
Second one.
gassed.
There we go.
Armed and ready. Kaboom, baby! I can't build here. SCV
Oh, I
ready.
said not to put depots back there, but I just did anyways. Whoops. So we can kind of go in +1s done. Should be pretty good timing here. Looks like a Robo base after our first 2 medevacs will switch to Vikings.
SCV ready.
Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
SCV ready. Come again.
Ready for dust off.
This better be good. Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's
A couple more.
Yeah, yeah.
Upgrade complete.
Ready to blunder. By the numbers, boys. You sure about that? SCV ready. Ready to blunder. Will do.
So he knows I'm coming, but that should be alright.
Give me the it's about to get heavy. SCV ready. Go. What's going on? Out with it. Ready to blunder. You're on.
Wow, EMP.
Roger that. It's go time. Go, go, go.
Not enough.
It's about to get heavy.
Not enough energy.
we actually don't need medevacs because we got rid of his ability to make Colossus. So we can go back to more medevacs. So we don't need Vikings because we got rid of his ability to make Colossus, so I switched the starport back to medevacs. So we can go quickly over that game. I felt ahead from start to finish. Didn't put any emphasis on killing his observer, clearing the watchtower on the way, but I just felt far enough ahead. For two reasons. One is, well, I guess it's only for one reason, because I didn't really hurt him early game. In fact, he probably hurt me because he had my SCVs off the line for a little while. This is kind of the problem with scouting with your first Marine. I kind of like it because, well, I used to always do it so I could get a kill. Sometimes you can just pop in here and kill a probe, which I actually could have done. Let's see, does have a proxy thing going on? That's stupid. Alright, he knows where I'm located, right? Maybe he didn't. Let's back this up. Yeah, okay, so he saw my SCVs here. You can tell by the fog of war. So he knows where I'm located, so he's building a proxy out far away. Now, if you're going to put this pylon on the low ground, you're already going to be seen if I run anywhere near this area, so why not put the gateway on the low ground too? Instead you put the gateway on the high ground, and that just makes this proxy all the worse, because now it has to run down the ramp and across, which, you know, if you want to get 2 units here fast, you're just cutting it back by another 5 seconds. If you put it down here, you get here 5 seconds faster. But I guess I was right to look for a proxy, because that kind of felt fast for 2 Zealots, even if you chrono boost out 2 of them. And the problem with me scouting with the Marine, which I think is a sentence I never finished, is that if he chronos a Zealot, or even just sends his first Zealot at you, you can get caught with nothing. Because I sent out my first Marine, and then I'm throwing add-ons onto these 2 barracks, right? So I got no units at the moment. So it looks like he didn't even chrono boost, it's just 2 regular Zealots. Maybe he thought maybe he was confused and he thought I was in this space and he thought he was proxy gating me. And now he's having to revert out of it. This kind of threw me off. The idea here is he is shutting down my mining. I just didn't want to lose any SCVs. So just pulling the SCVs away to wait till I got the units out. And here's my micro. Have the Marines take a couple shots, or Marauders, whatever it happened to be. Obviously Marauders preferable, but I can't pick and choose when it's tough to micro. Then put the SCVs in there and pull the Marines back, so now the Marine hits. So now he's focusing on the SCVs. Now put the SCVs back to work. So the SCVs can't get hit. And the idea is, you know, you put a couple attacks on the Marines, then put a couple attacks on the SCVs, and then put the attacks back on the Marines, and hopefully everything gets cleaned up without losing any units. Looks like I lost 2 Marines, and I think no workers. Oh no, he killed 3 of them. But not the worst trade in the world for 2 Zealots. What makes it bad is just the lost mining time. That kind of like, it doubles the damage. But he does have this useless proxy kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and it kind of slowed down his tech. So what made me feel really good this game was his expansion timing, which basically means, the way he had timed his expansion, it meant it was like, the best time for me to catch him with his pants down would be around 11 minutes, like 3 minutes after you plant the expo. And 11 minutes is like the most powerful time for a Terran. So the best time to hit him is also the best time just as a basic Terran timing. So there he throws down the expo at about 8 minutes, which means, yeah, it won't pay for itself until after 11 minutes. So I see that with the 9 Marine up here. I love scouting with the Marine now. I hope TOS never get used to like just clearing this zone for scouts. Because all this crap that I was doing before, like, well, where does he spell his chrono boost down? What's the timing? How much gas does he have? You know, like how many gateways is he throwing out? What units does he make? Like, I don't even have to scout any of that crap anymore. It's just like, he has no expo, build a bunker. He has an expo, okay, now I feel safe. And of course I know the exact time he threw down the expo, so I know his weakest point on which to hit him. So I'm just building to my 11-minute mark and getting all the upgrades I want. Being combat, I already got stim and concussive shell. I think I get +1 here, and combat shield. And those all finish around the same time. That finishes, let's just pause it here. That finishes in 85 seconds. This finishes in 92 seconds. So, yeah. 92 seconds would be the ideal time to hit. And then medevacs, you know, they'll be out in 40 seconds, another 40 seconds to travel, so 80 seconds. It's all going to time very well. Blowing this factory over his base, getting a good scout on. I saw this, which is all I needed to know. And then hiding in the background here to keep the factory alive so I can kind of use it to help my push. Is this the third base he's going for? No. He's kind of looking for a scout marine. Because my scout marine, back up, did good job, I think. I don't know, I didn't really watch it. I just queued up some attacks and then ran away. I assumed it wouldn't get more than 3 kills. It's nice though that you time it after stim though, because he doesn't have this base until after stim. That's 2 probe kills. Yep, it's good to I queued up 3 probe kills, because that's all I was going to get anyways. So that's awesome. 1 probe for Marine is an awesome trade, so 3 probes for Marine is also awesome. But 3 times as much, because I'm really good at math. So here comes my push, pulling SCVs. Pulled it a little early because I didn't have everything set up right. Gotta remember to rally your new barracks to it. Pull those units. There we go. Starting my Viking production because I did see that robotics facility, robotics bay. You know, the thing that made the units in Brood War was the robotics bay, right? Or the... It's called robotics bay? It's called something with bay. So I always think of bay as the one that makes the units, but it's not. That's the upgrade thing. It's robotics facility that makes units. So here comes the attack. Now pulling that factory in to soak up stalker shots, hopefully. And to get a view on where the good EMP target is, which was right there if we look at his units here. Let's just remove the ones that have shields. So these guys have shields, you got shields. Oh, wait, let's do that again. You guys have shields. Colossus, you can see, have 100 shields lost, so they lost 100 shields. So even with the lowered EMP radius, I just hit 9 units, including an Immortal and 2 Colossus, with 1 EMP. Don't sit your Protoss army on the ramp, especially versus Bio. Keep them spread out in a line like this, just waiting for the attack to come in. And I still got 1 EMP remaining that I got to use in this battle as well. So here comes the attack, and we'll stop it here and take a quick look at the army tab. And you can see similar mineral costs. So his army is $300 bigger. However, I also have $750 worth of SCVs. So my army is actually bigger when you include the SCVs and auto repair, which tank really well, which helps a lot. Plus I got all my upgrades, stim, combat shield, and concussive shell. Plus I have +1 where he has nothing. So my army is actually much bigger when you include the upgrades and the SCVs. And the fact that he just lost, 900 shields from 1 EMP. Stimming in. Fortunately I only have 1 Viking for this fight. No, I got 2 Vikings actually, it's better than nothing. Throw down another EMP there. I think I hit 4 stalkers, so another 400 shields gone. Well, actually, there are 80 shields, right? So 320 shields gone. And you can see the army tab now. It's I lost basically nothing, maybe 10%, 20% of my army, and he lost about 90% of his. It's mostly just the SCV meat shields I lost, and I decided to just go up here and end it. You can see I'm building more Vikings there, but since I took out the robotics facility, there's no more Colossus coming, so I switch it back to medevac production. And with that, this is GG. So I don't really know if I emphasize this so much, but it's really about scouting the the timing here. First of all, I would say when you hit about 5 minutes and 30 seconds, if you haven't seen anything yet, and your scout marine up here, make sure it's outside of his base, hasn't seen a nexus yet, now is the time to throw down a bunker. Because if you're going to do a 4-gate, if he was going to do like, 3 gates with chrono boosted void rays, that sort of stuff could be coming now. You may also want to go engineering bay first, because if it's DT sort of play, it could look like this as well. So you kind of want to at least have the ability to make a missile turret. I don't really poke at his base anymore, but I find the one downside to not poking, like the upside is I don't lose a gigantic amount of army, because that can happen sometimes. But the one downside is I don't get to see his composition. Because if I see like a lot of zealots and some stalkers and barely any sentries, it makes me feel like he's going DTs, because I'm like, what's he saving up all this gas for? Like, why is he spending all this? Why is his army all mineral heavy? And I don't get that information anymore, so sometimes this DTs walk in here and kill me, and GG. I'm never prepared for DTs, but sometimes I at least have the basis in place to, hold on until I get the defense. I have an engineering base, so I can start a missile turret. Maybe I can get one scan off to buy time, and then I'll have the missile turret. So, I digress. Yeah, 5 minutes and 30 seconds. If, between here and 6 minutes, if you've not seen an expo go down, this is when you want to build a bunker. Because even though you're going 2 racks and spending all your money, a warp gate, a 4-gate can come, or like the void ray thing, and it can smash you if you don't have a bunker. Like if void rays are hitting in the back, you kind of want to be able to defend the front with very little, so it's nice to have a bunker there. If a 4-gate comes, it's just more stuff than you have, and you don't have stim yet, so you'd have to like pull SCVs and buy time until stim finishes. So it's just good to throw in the bunker, and there we go, I do it. It's definitely a lot later than I should have, but then he did start with like a 2 zealot rush, so it would delay whatever he was up to. It's a very small poke there. And the other timing you want to get is his expansion timing, and you kind of want to plan to try to hit 3 minutes after the expansion goes down. So you can see the expansion, he's going down at 7 minutes and 45 seconds. So if I hit at 10 minutes and 45 seconds, that's like ideal. Hit within a minute of there, give or take, and it's still pretty good. The other thing you do is get rid of your bunker as soon as you see that he threw down an expo, because your army should be bigger than his, or at least big enough to hold with a high ground and ramp and whatnot. I like to move this marine back and just kind of stim it in later to kill some SCVs or kill some probes. You kind of gotta wait till this Nexus finishes though. Remember, Nexus sight range is really bad until it finishes, and then it becomes good. So all of a sudden, boom, see sight range increase. So if I have my marine here, it wouldn't have been spotted, but as soon as the Nexus finishes, it gets spotted. There's my free probe kills with my Scout Marine. Scout Marine has done so much for me. And there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. Alright, so if you see went like 1-gate expo, so he threw down his expo like 2 minutes, then you kind of want to hit, or say at 3 minutes, then you kind of want to hit at 6 minutes. So you can't wait for all this other stuff. So maybe you want to throw down like a 3rd barracks and get stim, and just make it like a 3-rack stim timing. Never get your 2nd gas sort of idea. Obviously you can't wait for starport tech, you can't do +1. Maybe you can mix in 1 ghost, that's something you can possibly get for 6 minutes. But yeah, kind of hit 6 minutes and SCV pull, maybe get stim. Or if he throws it down at 2 minutes, now you probably don't have time for much at all. So you don't have time for stim, you don't have time for a ghost. So maybe just go with like as much bio as you can possibly make and pull like 5 or 6 SCVs. And that's kind of how I make my timings. I factor in like what's the best time to hit him based on when his Nexus went down, and then kind of compare that to what's my ideal timing. So maybe the best, like maybe put his Nexus down at 7 minutes, so I'm supposed to hit him at 10, but I'll hit him at 11, because I'm like, well, if I wait till 11, I can get +1 and combat shield, which I wouldn't have at 10 minutes. So you kind of got to weigh the two, like when are you the strongest and when is Protoss the weakest. And this is how I do my one base play. Just kind of find his weak point and kill him, and pray to God you don't have to go to the late game versus Protoss, because it's so hard to micro. Until Heart of the Swarm, then maybe mech will work, but who knows. We'll find out then. But with that, we will call it the end of this video. Thank you everyone, and goodbye.